Fears are growing for 5 men, 3 of them British, missing aboard a mini-sub in the North Atlantic. International rescue teams are frantically working to locate the vessel, which was on its way to explore the wreck of the Titanic deep under the ocean. But an hour into the dive, all contact was lost.
The Coast Guard has coordinated search efforts with the U.S. and Canadian Coast Guard, Air National Guard aircraft, and the Polar Prince, which has searched a combined 7,600 square miles, an area larger than the state of Connecticut. To date, those search efforts have not yielded any results.
In the last half hour, the Coast Guard has said they may only have 40 hours left to save the men. We'll have the latest also tonight. Here, the frozen chicken dosed with antibiotics by a company linked to a deadly wave of salmonella being sold by some of our supermarkets. We have a special report. Charged with rape and human trafficking, the controversial media figure Andrew Tate and his brother being held in Romania. Plus, the Ashes are on a knife edge. England so close to a famous victory over Australia. And by appointment to showbiz royalty, how Beyoncé stepped in to help a Nigerian restaurant in North London.
This is the ITV Evening News with Mary Nightingale.
Good evening. The US Coast Guard said tonight it has about 40 hours to find the missing Titanic submersible, with 5 people on board, 3 of them Britons. It is now really a race against time to locate the vessel, which only has a limited supply of oxygen. There has been no contact since Sunday, and rescue teams are searching a surface area similar to that of Wales. Among those missing are a British father and his 19-year-old son and a British billionaire explorer. The Prime Minister says his thoughts are with their families. Well, Lucy Watson is live in Boston tonight. The search is being coordinated. Lucy, what can you tell us? What's the latest?
Well, Mary, this is now an international operation, a search both under and over the water. Tens of thousands of miles of ocean have so far been scoured, but still no sign of the tiny vessel that is called Titan, with the situation getting increasingly dire. It is a vessel no bigger than a minivan, lost in some of the most remote waters on Earth, as it descended 2.5 miles beneath the surface of the Atlantic.
Since Sunday, the Coast Guard has coordinated search efforts with the U.S. and Canadian Coast Guard, Air National Guard aircraft, and the Polar Prince, which has searched a combined 7,600 square miles, an area larger than the state of Connecticut. To date, those search efforts have not yielded any results.
On Friday, a boat carrying the submersible and its crew set off from St. John's in Newfoundland, Canada, towards the wreck site. That's a distance of roughly 370 miles. On Sunday morning, the submersible began its descent towards the Titanic, which lies on the seabed over 3,800 metres down. The dive should have lasted 12 hours, with enough emergency oxygen on board to last its 5-person crew until Thursday morning. It makes the rescue attempt a race against time, with teams deployed from the US and Canada. On board is the British billionaire explorer Hamish Harding. Among his other adventures is the circumnavigation of the globe with a former astronaut.
He's the quintessential British explorer, I would say. Very positive person, very funny, and he's always looking forward to his next adventure.
This is the last picture of the 58-year-old, taken just before the mission began.
We just had a message conversation over WhatsApp, and the last thing I said to him was Godspeed, and I wished him luck with his dive.
Oh, take your shoes off, that's customary, okay?
Also aboard is Stockton Rush, the man who runs Ocean Gate, the company that organises these voyages. This American journalist filmed inside the vessel on a previous trip.
A lot of this submersible is made of off-the-shelf improvised parts. For example, you control it with an Xbox game controller. The important thing, like the capsule that contains the people and the air, that was co-designed with NASA and the University of Washington. The part that keeps you alive is rock solid.
The man piloting the submersible is the French adventurer Paul-Henri Nargeolet. He's already led 6 other expeditions to the Titanic. But this was a much-anticipated first for British businessman Shahzaza Dawood and his 19-year-old son Suleiman. In a statement, their family say, "We are very grateful for the concern being shown by our colleagues and friends and would like to request everyone to pray for their safety." They are aware that even if the vessel has managed to surface, there is no escape without assistance from outside. A journey that should have lasted just 12 hours, stretching into a 3rd day, with every hour, every minute now critical. Lucy Watson, ITV News.